Hello, I'm Mark. Nice to meet you again. Fishing friends who want to study the tone can take a look. The baseline is a little bit more complicated. We want to prepare accessories for this table. First of all, the main line can consider to 0.5 to 3. This is limited to 1.5 to 1.75. The accessories to be prepared later include cotton knots, semicircular playing, APA, carabang, anti-collision bucket figure 8 ring, different gram weights of lead bites, and fish hooks. So you're all set. And then we'll show you how to tie the string. First, we put the cotton knuckle on the main thread. Its function is to adjust the depth of the line group. Run the main thread through the middle of the cotton knot. Then remove the cotton knot and tighten it for him. This way the cotton knots can be on the main thread. Adjust the depth back and forth. Then cut off the extra threads on both sides. Next, I will put on a half-circle gull bucket for you. Then there's upper. There are many models of wave. Choose the corresponding upper according to different waters. The red one is the top. We take the main line through upper. This is when you will find cotton knuckles and half-circle gull fights, fixed APA in a position on the main line. We just need to adjust the position of the cotton knuckles. You can control the corresponding position of APA. APA is a sliding state. Then we put on anti-rotation. The purpose is to reduce the risk of loss during head throwing. An impact force of APA, and then the karaoke sticks. It's made up of 3 little parts. First, align the tips of the 2 ends and put them through. Then insert the long strips into the sides. Is there a groove in the middle? The main line goes through here. One of its functions, mainly to protect our upper. The line owner prevents it from hanging at the bottom, or after disconnection, a loss of the entire line group. And then we gave you figure of 8 rings. There are many ways to tie the 8-character ring. This is determined according to their own preferences. Finally, cut off the extra thread. Then it's a straight line. Creases like this? We tried to cut it off. Is it normal? Use an extra meter to 1.5 meters for a straight line. Is it here for the convenience of display? We'll use the shorter one. The same is to tie the figure of 8 ring first. Remember to use sole lubricant. Then cut off the extra thread for it as well. Then just tie the hook on the other end. It is recommended to use a wide negative fish hook here. There is a hole in the middle. Finally, cut off the excess thread. It's basically formed. The last step is the counterweight. Take out our bite lead at this time, according to the model of upper. Serve him with the corresponding bite lead. The use of bite lead is also more flexible. Main line. There are also paper lines that can be equipped with corresponding lead bites. Bite lead on the paper line is 2 lead. Hooks work better in the water. The specific dosage and location depends on the water conditions at that time. In the next issue, we will show the process of adjusting the drift. Fishing friends, are you choosing a line? I don't know the end of the line I bought. Abin currently has 2 sets of lines in hand. One is the 2.5 line that was used some time ago. One is the line of newly bought 2.0 recently. In order to test as accurately as possible, we tied this thread set with the TV tone binding method. And make a figure 8 yellow for him and buckle it on this log. So you can do a tensile test. The other thread is also tied in the same way. It's a little fair to compare. And take the same length. We can't test our hobbies with instruments. You can only improve the accuracy as much as possible. But the whole line set is in tune with us. Basically the same. Just test it with mineral water. Is that very convenient? The first challenge is our no to 0.5. A roll of 100 meters is only 10. We connect the figure of 8 ring on the bag, and here we go. First test. For bottles of water can be easily taken down, so we'll give him another bottle. Let's see if 5 bottles can be taken down. A bottle of water weighs about 0.5 kilograms. It weighs to 0.5 kilograms now. You can still mention it smoothly. This is the same as when we were fishing. As you see, it makes a difference. The fish will struggle a lot. At this time, the tensile force of the line is required to be higher. It's almost 6 bottles now. Take a look. Although it is broken, it has actually left the ground. 100 meters, as long as 10 lines have a pull of 2.5 kilograms, it still feels good. Now let's test this new 2.0 line. What a surprise! These 4 bottles of water are broken. This thread costs 30. It actually feels worse than 10. I was stuck there for a while. Got a new section. Still the same way. Test him again. Take out a bottle of 3 bottles of water first. See if he can handle it. Three bottles can still be taken down steadily. Add another bottle to him. The last one broke when I was 4 bottles. I believe that when you buy something, it's all very promising, whether you buy dry or buy line. Hope for better. Hey, it's broken again. And look at this. He didn't break it where the wire was tied. It broke in the middle. In the last installment, we shared how to tie the keynote set. Okay, we'll test it now. Remember to use seawater to test? We will borrow it today. Give them something nice to bribe first. Mainly because I am afraid that they will come to eat the bait later. Now comes the testing phase. We put the whole fishing owner. Slowly drop into the sea. You can see the entire fishing owner now. A situation in the water. The entire owner is currently suspended in the water. The whole red top? It's still floating in the air. It means that our counterweight is relatively small. Let Appa be more sensitive. Let Appa sink a little more. We give him a starving bite of lead. Because the whole suspension is on, everything including the carrots. He has self-respect for the 8-character yellow. So we need to think of a line set. Does his welfare meet his requirements? You have to keep debugging. If there are too many Appa, then add it. If Appa becomes too much, then reduce the matching. Why is it recommended to use bite lead? Can everyone see it? Bite the lead on the whole line set? It can play a state that makes the line group vertical. Avoid the current. Let our ditches float. After adding a giant 2, Appa sinks even more. But it still feels a little sluggish. Then give him another one. The last thing to consider is, what proportion of bait do you use? Because after the bait is hung up, it will also add weight to the entire line group. Now we've got 4 bites on our string set. You can see that his verticality is very good. Otherwise, it's because of the running water. Our align group will not be vertical. Now the part of Appa above the water. There is only the red part on the top. Some fishing friends tune the whole Appa. I feel this according to personal habits. It also depends on the conditions of the water, like we tune for 2-2, turn 5-3, or even turn 2-5. It's all okay. This requires everyone to try in different waters. And depending on the target and species, to do certain debugging. One principle is to make Appa more sensitive. then let him sink a little more. If you want to slow him down, then just let him surface a little more. Finally, feed our little fish something delicious. Let me introduce myself as a novice in unplugging. What equipment did you get? The first thing that must be done is to unplug it. I chose a kindergarten teacher with a length of 1.8 meters. It feels very light. The biggest one caught almost a caddy of fish. I think newbies are enough. We still take economic benefits as the starting point. I have to give everyone a miss rope. This is the second most important wheel. I chose the gossip wheel. This is 150. Look, there is a new line 38. And then a box of gadgets. Mainly lead pendants. Fish hook space beans these. Unplug the one that often hangs up. More lead pendants should be prepared, and super watts. Then there is the necessary life jacket. This is the most expensive. 160. Small accessories are like scissors, hook picker. There are forceps or something like that. These better be tied with reach ropes. Otherwise, like a little friend of mine, he jumped 5 just to get wolfberry. There is also a towel for catching fish. And finally, the fishing box. In this way, it is convenient to carry, and it is all here. That's all, bye. See you in next video. Any idea? Let's comment below.